Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Tanner Watt. I'm a Municipal Energy Specialist with Local Authority Services. Today, we're going to be learning about CDW, who is one of the vendors in the Technology Solutions category of our Municipal Group Buying Program. We launched this just over a year ago to help municipalities save time and money on the things that they have to buy every day. And as of our last update, we have over nearly 150 municipalities and other organizations using the program. We have another webinar scheduled for December 2nd at the same time, talking about fire equipment. This is separate from the trucks. It's things like bunker gear, other PPE, and all of the other equipment that fire departments use. To register for that one, go on our website and check out the events section. We will be recording this webinar and we'll send out a link to it in the follow-up email that gets sent out either later today or tomorrow. We'll also send a copy of the slide deck with the email as well. For the question and answer period after the presentation, we're going to be using the Q&A function built into Zoom. At the bottom of the screen, there's a Q&A button. If you click on that, a box will pop up that will let you answer questions or ask questions at any time throughout the presentation, and we'll go through and answer those at the end. For the presentation today, I'm joined by Ainsley Murdoch, who's a Client Relations Manager with LAS. She covers Northern Ontario for the Group Buying Program. And I'm also joined by Jessica Haim, who's Business Development Strategist with CDW. So with that, I will hand it off to Jessica.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tanner. Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for having me. Since I'm not on camera, just wanted to do a quick introduction to the voice behind the screen. My name is Jessica Haim. I'm on the business development team with CDW Canada. The main focus is on strategic partnerships, sales enablement, with a focus on successful large-scale vendor of record contract execution. I also help to build strategic programs that address the needs of each unique public sector vertical, so in education, K-12 and higher ed, healthcare, and then the government municipal space. So I've been in the IT industry for about 5 years now, both working in hardware and software sales, and of those 5 years, I've been with CDW for about a year and a half. I am the main point of contact for this LAS agreement and relationship, so I'm really happy to be connected with all of you. I've included my contact information here, as well as Tanner mentioned, the slides will be shared following the presentation and further contact information. So today I'm hoping to kind of use this time to give you an introduction to CDW, basically who we are, what we're all about, our partnerships, expertise, and technology offering. And then I'll give you just a brief run through of the technology catalog agreement with LAS. And lastly, kind of just wanted to share a more unique industry trend we're starting to see in the municipal space with IoT and smart cities. So I will jump right in. About CDW, we're the leading IT solutions and services partner, integrating, managing technologies, and essentially just working to help our customers achieve their IT outcomes. We're a Fortune 200 company. We're ranked 3rd in terms of IT services industry. We have about 1,200 plus traditional and emerging partners. So those would be like the Dells, HP, Cisco, Microsoft, Lenovo's of the world. And we have about 250,000 customers across North America. So at CDW, we're always looking to evolve and kind of be more relevant to our customers as technology advances. As you know, I feel like technology is changing every day. It's very hard to keep up with, but we understand it becomes more essential to organizations. So what we do is we partner with emerging technology companies and the top OEMs in the industry. At the same time, we want to build solutions which can cater to current and future needs of our customers. So even if you think of with the COVID-19 pandemic, the big shift of the traditional office space to moving to work from home, that was a big fire drill with CDW and kind of selling laptops going off the shelf like toilet paper was in early this spring. So any way we can, we're kind of diversifying and moving to help our customers with whatever comes at us. Lastly, I just want to speak to the acquisition of Scalar Decisions, which is another more professional services IT reseller. In 2019, we acquired them and we fully integrated in 2020. And with that, we have expanded our professional services offering with this acquisition. With this acquisition, we have now 300 technical specialists out of the 1,000 coworkers that we have in Canada. So it really speaks to the breadth and depth of our technical offering now that we've acquired Scalar. Next, I kind of just wanted to run you through what working with CDW looks like. So every organization is assigned a dedicated CDW account manager. It's essentially your primary point of contact, and I'd say like your CDW concierge. So your account manager will keep you up to date with all the latest and greatest technology offerings from all of our vendor partners. They'll work with you on upcoming projects and help you navigate all these 1,200 partners that we have. So since we are vendor agnostic, we have many specialists on site that can help you through your needs and help you build out a solution with all of these partners. So they'll also ensure they recommend solutions that integrate into your environment. So your account manager can quote you on all the possible solutions for whatever project you are looking to fulfill, and they work with each vendor partner to ensure you're getting the best value. So once you decide on a solution, we have a professional services team that can implement and provide maintenance to ensure everything runs as planned. So through this process, your account manager is essentially your main point of contact, and they have all this additional support at their fingertips. So this entire process is also made easier through the LS technology agreement. So you have the option to look at all of CDW's vendor partners, and you're not essentially pigeonholed into one solution like many traditional vendor record agreements are. So since this is a full catalog agreement, you do have that flexibility of looking with many multiple vendor partners under CDW and comparing them against each other. So I did mention this is a full catalog agreement, so I did want to showcase all of the different categories that CDW offers. So from your standard hardware like the Dells, HP, Lenovo, Acers of the world, to software, so Adobe, Microsoft, Zoom, SonicWall, to cloud, so like Microsoft Azure, AWS, many security partners, so SonicWall, Fortinet, many more. And then, of course, there's infrastructure, professional and managed services. As well, we're always looking at emerging technologies and different partners that are kind of coming up in the space that we always are looking to evaluate and see if they provide any further benefits to our customers. So next, just going to run you through a little bit deeper on our partnership levels. So here I just have a snapshot of kind of some of the market leading OEMs with whom CDW works with. In most cases, CDW may be #1 or #2 reseller in the country. So we tend to get preferential treatment in terms of pricing with these partners, technical support. So we might have a partner dedicated specifically to the CDW account or on-site at CDW daily to help promote their partner, their offering and work with our account managers. We also get early access to roadmaps, so what's coming down the line, all the new technologies, and all of which would benefit our customers because you are getting what's coming up in the market, the best price, and easy transitions for what you have at the moment. Also, since we have like expertise in many market leading and know the benefits and the drawbacks of each and how they will fit within your environment. So with that, our team can make the most informed recommendations given your current environment, skill set, and the vendor roadmap. I do also want to highlight we have a partner business manager on site and dedicated vendor specialists. With that, we have CDW product and partner management team. So this consists of about 60 CDW coworkers that manage those 1,200 partners. So this PPM group works directly with our partners on the back end of our business. So they'll evaluate technology trends and performance of our partners. They manage the CDW's partner portfolio and ensures the performance of existing partners and evaluating the emerging partners, all to just see the betterment of our overall customer experience. So we do have a big team kind of supporting all of these partners, and as I said, this team is all at the fingertips of your CDW account manager, so kind of the backbone to the organization, which is great to have this kind of support. The technology catalog agreement. So as I said, this agreement is quite unique. Not many technology agreements are full catalog. What we usually see in the space is there's one reseller and they're pigeonholed to a certain solution from one OEM vendor. So let's say like CDW partnered with just Lenovo. So the way this catalog works is essentially anything and everything that CDW sells is available through the agreement. So you aren't pigeonholed to one certain solution. If you are not standardized on a certain vendor for, let's say, laptops, you can use this agreement to kind of go out and test the waters with the HPs, the Dells, the Lenovos, the Microsoft Surface, and you can get a quote on all three of those vendors and kind of demo them out and see, have that bake off of which one works for you, and all could be available through the agreement. And if you want to mix and match, that's also available as well. So it's really a great benefit to have a full catalog offering under agreement versus being pigeonholed into one vendor or one solution. The agreement, as Tanner mentioned, it began last December. And it's good until 2023 with a possibility of extension. The full term could be up to 8 years, which is great. With the pricing structure, because it is a full catalog agreement, it would be hard to kind of set a fixed price on our 1,200 partners and over like 1 million widgets. So essentially what we've done is a minimum discount off of CDW advertised price. So essentially that sets a ceiling price for certain categories, and CDW works with our vendor partners with that ceiling price to ensure we're giving you guys the best value for each project. And then lastly, CDW does provide paperwork outlining the terms and conditions of the agreement, which needs to be signed in order to utilize the agreement. The paperwork is essentially an opt-in form to help you utilize the agreement, and it will have the pricing schedule included. And as a best practice on the back end, what CDW does is we add a contract code to your internal account to ensure all of the pricing can be accessed at your fingertips. So if anytime you're looking for something from CDW, it will automatically come through this LAS technology agreement once you've signed on. So if you're used to utilizing our CDW online portal or any other type of online ordering, what you usually see is the base price, but once you sign on to the agreement, you'll be able to search for a product and it'll show you the CW advertised price as well as the LAS contract pricing. So you can purchase easily online knowing that it's going through that reliable contract and you're getting the contract pricing. So just to kind of wrap this up here, I wanted to speak to an industry trend that we're seeing in the municipal space as well as education, and something a bit more unique offered by CDW. So something about IoT and smart cities. So a smart city, some of you may ask what that is. Essentially what a smart city is utilizing technology to transform your community in a positive way. So this could be through street lighting, parking, environmental monitoring, or waste management, people counting for room occupancy or washroom use, or even garbage bins. So basically there are many different ways that you can implement smart cities. I did also forget to mention temperature monitoring or predictive maintenance. Lastly, smart refrigeration for food safety. So there's so much more that we can do. We essentially try to think of like green building technology, but there is still so much more from that we can utilize technology to kind of make life a little bit simpler for everyone in the community. So for something like this, it could be as simple as just placing a sensor in a space to help you better understand an environment, and from that, using the information to make smarter decisions. So if you think of smart lighting solutions in a boardroom or in a library, so the lights essentially dim or turn off if there is nobody utilizing that space. Similar to like smart temperature monitoring. So kind of using an occupancy sensor to control the heat and air conditioning so you're not being wasteful. As well, you can think of smart washrooms or smart bins. So with that, I mean, you're not going to put a sensor in the bathroom, but maybe at the doorway to ensure the people counting to see how many people are actually utilizing that washroom. And then with that information, you basically can send a janitor or a cleaning staff, and you're cleaning based on the number of actual usages versus cleaning every 2 hours, even if the washroom has never been used. So it's quite interesting. You can notify custodians when they need to be cleaned or when bins need to be emptied versus kind of doing that routine cleaning even if it's never been utilized. So I'm just going to walk you through two examples that we have. So one example is with an Ontario college we worked with on implementing a smart campus solution. So essentially what we did, we had hardware, software sensors are allowing the college to build a more intelligent, more efficient campus, not only making student lives easier, but it's also saving them money in the long run. So in the classroom, they had occupancy sensors are installed to help manage energy efficiency and power consumption. So the sensors are programmed to detect when a classroom is empty and to power off any devices in the room. So this allows them to extend the life of the technology, such as like the computers and projectors, and also save on electrical costs. So other energy savings are generated by smart lighting solutions, operating on a similar principle. So the lighting will dim or turn off if a room is unoccupied for a certain amount of time, which also extends the lighting consumption, which I just mentioned. So there are other occupancy sensors in washrooms, like I said, that notify the custodians. So this is being implemented in this Ontario college. So custodians are notified when they need to be cleaned based on the number of people who've entered and exited the washroom. As well, they can put a sensor on waste bins, so on top of a garbage bin, and that provides a notification when they need to be emptied based on their weight. So rather than just looking at the garbage bins every hour or two, they get a notification of when garbages need to be emptied. The college is also exploring capabilities of sensors to help control heating and air conditioning in the buildings. So it just kind of detects the temperatures and gouging when the system may be turned off based on the time of day. So all of these aid in offering a clean, safe, and healthy environment for the students, and in the back end, the college is saving money on electricity and other functions. And another example is an Ontario municipality. This city was looking at adding bike lanes to a number of streets, but they weren't confident on where they would be best utilized. So the solution was to add sensors to the streetlights, which also provides the power for the sensors. And with those sensors, they count the vehicles and the bicycles utilizing the street. So based on the count, the city would decide which roads would benefit most from the dedicated bike lane. So kind of interesting the way you can kind of use what infrastructure you already have in place to power these sensors. So it becomes quite a low cost offering just to do a little research on where you can implement bike lanes or where you need to implement better lighting or different cleaning methodologies and everything within your space. So I do hope these two examples kind of hit a little closer to home, get you guys thinking. I find these are a little bit more interesting projects that utilize modern day technology and make a real impact in society. And there are so many different ways that we can utilize them to make smarter decisions, be more environmentally conscious, and live like in healthier communities. So with that, just wanted to wrap things up here and say, like, with these different smart cities, the CDW and LAS agreement, they can help increase the efficiency by expediting these technology purchases. So municipalities can use the LAS technology agreement to buy the hardware and software required to implement something like a smart city, and essentially let us do the heavy RFP lifting for you. So we can focus on your individual needs and provide solutions to help you generate savings, reduce your time and effort involved in sourcing solutions, and kind of give you more time to work on more fun and interesting projects that benefit the greater community, such as implementing a smart city. And with that, that's all I have for you today. So thank you so much for dialing in. And I guess Tanner Ainsley, I'll hand it over to you for some questions.
Hi, this is Manpreet. I just want to add one point that we have a pool of close to 200 resources, or 200 to 250 resources who are solution architects and delivery engineers. So they can help in the architecting also.
For sure. Thank you for that.
Great. Well, great. Thank you, Jessica, for that comprehensive overview. So before we get into Q&As, I just wanted to thank you guys again for taking time out of your busy schedule to participate in this webinar. Just remember, we're here to support our members and providing continued services at this time. So I encourage you to reach out to Tanner or myself to set up a meeting or conference call with your team so we can review all your unique procurement requirements and we can outline our program in further detail. So now let's take a look at some of the questions that have come through. Doesn't look like there's any actual questions, but there was one that came through chat that maybe we'll review to start. One of the questions was, we already have an account with CDW. Would we be able to find out which pricing structure would be more advantageous to us?
Yep,
if you
sure.
wanted to go over that.
Yeah, it would be best if they reached out to me directly, and we can talk through the different pricing structures and what would benefit you, for sure. The biggest benefit of this agreement, I would say, is that you don't have to go to that pesky, heavy RFP process. Everything is already done for you, essentially. So it kind of saves you that time and effort and going to the multiple quotes, and we can kind of help you find the best solution. With that, as I said, there is a minimum discount off of all categories. So we can kind of look at that pricing in comparison to what you're getting today, but definitely there are benefits of utilizing these types of agreements versus traditional procurement, for sure. And we can talk through that. So yeah, for sure, if you can send me a note directly, we can work through that.
Great, thank you. I'm not sure, there doesn't look like there's any other questions. If you guys have any frequently asked questions you wanted to review or anything like that, that was the main one I get from members, is the one that we just asked, but we can give a little time to members to see if anybody has some last minute questions, but if there's anything on your end that you guys get a lot of questions from, we can review that as well.
For sure. So just kind of building on that last question. So if you do have an account with CDW, we do try to make purchasing under this agreement as simple as possible for you. So essentially, once you sign on to the agreement, and I noted this a little bit earlier in the presentation, we add a contract code to your account. So when you go online and you look at CW pricing, or kind of curious about which products, all of our products, all of our services are offered under the agreement. So once you're logged in, you will also see the contract pricing. So you don't have to ask for a refresh quote every time. It is all at your fingertips, which is great. And if you kind of have a set of standards, you can just order it right online, and you know that you're going through a compliant contract as well.
Okay, and they would have the same login as the previous account?
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. Yeah, the only changes is on the back end for us. We just simply add a contract code to your account, and that sets all of the pricing discounts to ensure we're compliant under the program. So it's business as usual for our customers, which is great.
Great. Yeah, there's no questions here. So unless there's anything else that you guys want to add, I can pass it back to Tanner to kind of close things off. But if anybody has some last minute questions, feel free to ask them in the Q&A panel here.
So it looks like we don't have any others popping up. So I think we'll wrap it up here. If there are any other questions that come up, feel free to email myself or Ainsley or Jessica directly. Thanks everybody for joining. Thanks to Jessica and Nicole and Manpreet and Ainsley for helping with the presentation. And for everybody who joined, I hope to see you again in a couple of weeks for the fire equipment webinar. Have a good rest of your week, everybody.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
having us. Bye.